Hello guys, it's Jenny Jen the Plant Friend coming to you today with a quick video on my propagations update. I am filming from a different vantage point because I plan to walk around and show you guys what I'm propagating and how they're doing. So if this is your first time joining me, thank you for clicking on my video. I certainly hope you enjoy my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, you know I always appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I want to encourage you guys to check me out on Instagram. I am on Instagram at Jenny Jan the Plant Friend. So, yeah, but without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this video. Hopefully it'll be a quick video, but let's get into this video, okay? So the first place that we're going to start is here. This is the first greenhouse that I purchased before I could afford an IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and I use this pretty much now to propagate things in. I use it for isolation if I'm isolating the plant for a particular reason, or if I have a large plant like that Thai constellation back there that just needs some humidity and I don't have any place big enough to put it. Currently, I think we're pest free in this little cabinet, so that's great. But we're going to talk about propagation, so I'm going to. The first thing that I see as I open this cabinet is my Philodendron Burley Mark Fantasy. This guy is propagating in sphagnum moss, and these are like single leaf cuttings, nodes that I'm propagating. I also, because it got really long and leggy, so this is, these are the bottom cuttings, and then this is a top cutting of the same plant, same propagation, also in sphagnum moss. Just put out this new leaf and has a growth point there, so I think she's doing fine here. And then next to her, I've cut down, this was my birthday plant from last September, and it's my melanochrysum, and it just wasn't doing very well, so I just cut it way back, and I left the, this is the mother stump, if you will, and then it shot out these two new leaves. This is the newest one, and if you look closely, there's one there about to unfurl. So it was just a stem with the roots, and I am air layering it here because I want to, when those roots come in, I want to cut it off again and see if I can create the same thing from the bottom. If not, I have another propagation that I'll show you in a minute that comes off of this very same plant. It's, I think I propagated it there. And so yeah, we'll show you that one. And that lovely pink princess is not a propagation, but she's just hanging out back there, living in all of her pinkness. But this is my Philodendron gloriosum propagation. She's propagating in sphagnum moss and perlite. Most of my propagations are in sphagnum moss. She's in both, and she just pushed out this leaf there, and then there's a growth point there, so I believe she's about to push out another one. I really want this guy to do well. This looks like it's something that has kind of dried up on this end here, that there, so we'll be pulling that out. And I do need to, the roots are coming in nicely at the bottom there, so I will have to up pot this guy soon, but I wanted to wait and see what that growth point was going to do. So that's the gloriosum. And then at the bottom here, this is my Philodendron Painted Lady, and this too I took off the top cutting because it had become very leggy. All of the bottom leaves had fallen off, and I just stuck the stump in here, and then it gave me this little, let me turn it around so you guys can see. It gave me this little weird leaf here first, and I didn't think it was going to do very much, and then it just started pushing out from this node here, and I just air layered it recently, but it pushed out all of this, so it's doing very well. So my goal again is to cut it off here after the roots come in there where I'm air layering. I'll cut this off and see what happens, and either I'll move this back to the mother plant, or well, actually this is the mother plant. I'll have another plant or whatever, or I'm gonna probably be doing these for trades or something. Anyway, we'll see with that. But yeah, so the philodendron painted lady. This is my Syngonium jade, and this little guy has been in water, but look at those nice roots. I think she's ready to be potted up, but that leaf is yellowing and going away. But I'm going to be potting her up soon. But the mother plant is actually there. I didn't show you guys, but she's back there with the larger leaves and everything. So yeah, so she's been in water, but I need to go ahead and pot her up. And then next we have, this is so sad guys, but this is my what is this? This is my Anthurium luxurians stump. Now I really want to show you guys this because this plant all but died off. The only thing that's left is the stump, and there's a tiny growth point there, so it's trying to do something. And I can't wait to update you guys because I got this at the Georgia Plant Trade back in June, and it just immediately went into shock. It didn't do well at all. I did put it in the greenhouse. I did everything that I was supposed to do, but still nothing. It did not. It just died pretty much. I think I might have some wet sticks, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so hopefully I'll have an update soon on this guy. I'm trying to give her as much humidity as possible. That's why I have this plastic wrap over the pot and everything. And so yeah, so those are all of my propagations that's in this greenhouse. Yeah, we can call it that. That's what it is. But we are not done because we're going to span over here, and we have some propagations. This is another little propagation station that I have, and I have it resting on a heat mat there. And so let's just see what's inside here. So of course I struggle with these velvety philodendrons, but I continue to try, and I just believe I'm going to get it because I haven't quit. So this is the other portion. I believe this is the top cutting. I'm not sure, but it's my melanochrysum. Same plant as the one I just showed you. This may be the top cutting, and so it was just a single leaf, this leaf here. That's all it was. I put it in this water. I changed the water weekly. It just pushed out this new leaf, which has not completely unfurled yet, but I'm hopeful. My goal is to add these back together to make one full plant once everybody is established. So yeah, the melanochrysum, the other part, this is the, I think this is the top cutting, and that's, yeah, this is the top cutting to that plant. I showed you the stump that has now pushed out and made its own top cutting. But yeah, so she's doing well on this heat mat and in this little terrarium close here. I also have my philodendron. This is my El Chaco Red. This plant has done nothing for me. See how bleached out it is, and but there's something happening down there. There's some growth. New roots are coming in, so I'm hopeful for this guy. But this was the last leaf left on this plant, and it was just so bleached out that I decided to propagate it. And I do have the stump. I'll show you the stump in a few minutes. It's in a different cabinet, but yeah, so that's that one. And then this one, this is the plant. This is a Syngonium, and I'll have to put the name because I don't remember the name of it. But this guy, when I came back from vacation, was the one that I said was all but dead. But I took those cuttings, whatever I could get, and I chopped it up and I put it in water. And so I'm hoping that that looks like a new leaf actually there. And then I'm hoping that she's going to continue to push out new roots, and then I can still have a plant. I love the dark green foliage with the burgundy backs. I love that, and so I'm hoping that I can get this guy to come back. But yeah, so that's what this is. And then this one is Burley Mark's Fantasy Propagation. These are just some wet sticks that I put in here. They're not doing anything yet, I should say, but they're just hanging out here on the heat mat, and I try to keep the moss moistened. But yeah, so that's this one. And then back here I have my, this is my Rhaphidophora decursifer propagation, or wet sticks. These are just the wet sticks. I potted up the propagation in a video recently, but these are some wet sticks. And so right now they're not doing anything, but I just did this in July 25th is when I chopped it. So I changed the water today, so I know that it's fresh, and I try to do that weekly again, and keep those guys, you know, keep some fresh water in there. I really hope this guy turns out. But yeah, so that's what's currently in this little propagation area. And so now we're gonna go to, I have another little and ask me why I have so many propagation stations as opposed to combining them. And really it's just about making room for whatever you have. And so let's go over here. So this is another little propagation area that I have, and what I have here is, this is a Hoya, I don't think that's the Ficii, it may be the Hoya elliptical. Yeah, I need to label this, but that's what this is, Hoya elliptical. I just cut that long runner off, and it had one leaf each, and it looks like this one is already putting out a new leaf, so hopefully, so we're hopeful there. This is another part of that same Burley Marks fantasy that I propagated, and so I put these wet sticks and cuttings into this water with some rooting hormone. I'm waiting on that to do something. This is more of that decursifer wet stick, so I don't know why I need to just combine all of those. This is my Hoya, let's focus in, Hoya Super Silver, and she's putting out roots finally. A little slow, but there are roots at the bottom there. Water's a little murky, but there's roots there, and I did finally take off the other leaves at the bottom because they were rotting anyway. But yeah, so I'm hoping that this guy will take off. This would be a nice trade. This is another Hoya. This is a Hoya, I think it's called Susi something. I'll put it on the screen. But this is another propagation, and I know that leaf that's down in the water probably won't do anything, but you can see a very tiny root there coming in at the bottom there. So another Hoya propagation. And then this is a, I'll put the name on the screen, compost part something propagation. But I've put these little cuttings in here. They rooted up really fast, and so I need to just change the water in this guy today, and eventually she'll be ready to be up potted. I'll pot her up in a small pot before transferring her to the mother plant there. And let's see, what else are we propagating? I think those are all of our propagations. Yes, everything else is an established plant, but yeah, I just wanted to jump on here real quick and share with you guys my propagations, the methods that I use, and which plants I'm currently propagating. I am planning to propagate, we'll go to that one. It's a pink princess, and I did propagate my jewel orchid. That's the mother plant there, and I propagated these little cuttings that came in, and I propagated them in sphagnum moss as well, and they're in the Detolf cabinet. This is another little propagation. This is a Begonia maculata propagation, and I just stuck this in pond and put it in the cabinet, and there was nothing on there, and now it has about 6 leaves and another one coming in. So so yeah, you just never know as soon as you think the plant is gone. But yeah, so that's all that's in that cabinet. And then let's just see. Now this is a propagation of my, well, she's not a propagation anymore, she's a plant now. But this is my Mamei, and look at that beautiful leaf. Finally, most of the leaves come in very wonky, torn or whatever, but I finally got a beautiful leaf with no problem. There's some crispiness on the end, but See, all of them were coming in with damage on the sides, but that one and this one, oh, that's pretty nice too. And then, see, this one here is going to be torn. You see how it's coming in? So it will be torn. And then there's another one, and I think what I need to do is kind of help these out of the sheath. So if you look here, see how it gets stuck and then it's torn. But there are two plants in here actually. And so the lower one is the one with the really wonky leaves, and then the other one, the taller one there. So yeah, and then this is the mother plant to the compost, and I potted this propagation up recently, and so I potted her up and put her in the kitchen window here. And then I should propagate here. This is my strawberry begonia, and the wait, let me turn it so you can see it. A couple of pups there that I could pot up, but I really like this strawberry begonia. It's been doing very well in this window for me, and so I really should pot that up. And then what plant is this? But there's some new growth coming in, as you can see there. So and this is what I did with the other plants. I just cut off. It was leggy. I cut off the stem and I just left the main roots in the bottom and just gave it some humidity and light. And so I just put this cloche over here, and that's working for that plant. And this is the propagation of my palmamii. I think that's what this is. I'll have to find out to let you know, because I have this one, which is a propagation, and I also have this one. But the mother plant for these guys are not doing very well, so I'm not planning to trade these right away. I really need to, I just need to have an established plant before I trade or get rid of anything. So I am propagating that. So this is the pink princess, and again, I'll do a mid-cut and a top cut propagated. It's a reverted pink princess. It's still a beautiful plant, but there's no variegation. Hadn't been any variegation since way down here, and then even before that over here. So I am planning to propagate this guy again, and then possibly either sell or trade this as a reverted pink princess, and yeah. So that's all that I am propagating currently. And I have so many Syngonium albo cuttings that I'm propagating. And so this is the most recent one. I just take the top cutting off of my mother plant. It's just huge. I don't even know what else to do with it. And so I'm looking at 2 other propagations on the side. So hopefully I'll be able to attend a trade real soon, and that's what I will take, since that's what I have the most of. And again, that pink princess, I'm sure I'll take that as well. But yeah, so that concludes this video for today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And as I always say, I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.